Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Andesite Blue webinar. My name is Benjamin Z. Miller, and in this webinar, we're going to talk about how Andesite Blue will help with the reconstruction of Ukraine, how we're going to help with the rebuilding of Ukraine, and how you, as a bondholder, can earn passive income by purchasing our bonds, our emerging market bonds. But before I go through this presentation, I need to read a disclaimer. It'll be very brief. And then after that, we'll go through the actual presentation, which will be very interesting. So as accredited investors, you will be aware that all investments carry some level of risk. This investment is only available to investors who are able to assess their own appetite for risk. Please read the risk statement within the investment memorandum before investing. All right, well, very good, very good. So Andesite Blue Emerging Market Bonds, we are a United Kingdom company and we invest into the emerging market of Ukraine. We were here before the war and we will be here after the war. We offer a bond that pays 7.15% to as high as 8.85%, depending on the number of years that your bond is for. And the bond is something that we invest into a lot of different industries. We invest into healthcare, dental clinics, surgical clinics. We invest into the reconstruction of real estate. We invest into agriculture. When you invest in Andesite Blue bonds, our emerging market reconstruction and industry bonds, your investment is going to fund projects, a number of worthy projects. You can help to rebuild Ukraine and you can earn 7.15% to 8.85% interest. Let's talk about our team. Our team has 250 years of business experience, operating in more than 20 countries, including numerous emerging and developing markets. Our team members have successfully managed banks, billions of dollars in projects worldwide, along with currently representing one of the largest international investment firms in the United States and other public and government institutions throughout their illustrious careers. You can find much more detailed information on our team on our website. If you go to andesiteblue.co.uk, just look at the team there. I'm going to briefly mention each team member just so you have an idea of the team that we have working for you. And then after that, we'll continue on with the presentation. So we have Nigel Brigden, who is a UK citizen. He's a very experienced banker and has had a career lasting more than 40 years. He has excellent contacts throughout the city of London. He's our chairman of the board of directors. We have Christina Katrakis. She is a highly qualified and experienced international investment and political coordinator. She has outstanding communication and skills, and she's operated actually in a number of multi-million-dollar projects worldwide. We have Tetiana Kiltika. She is a Ukrainian citizen, but she's also a UK citizen. Her prior experience includes project management, budget management, and she also founded a UK company focused on recruitment from abroad for work opportunities for Ukrainians in the UK and Ireland. She's our corporate secretary. She's also a businesswoman in her own right. We're very happy to have her. We have Stephen Dieball. He is our senior operations management. Steve Dieball, he brings a lifetime of experience working in emerging markets. He has 4 decades of experience, including working as a chemist to regional operations manager. He brings a tremendous amount of real-world experience with the management of operations, and we'll talk more. You'll hear an interview with him a little bit later in the presentation. We have Mike Wilson. He's a U.S. citizen, and he's also a businessman. He has a lot of experience in management. He worked at companies including Panasonic, Brother, and AT&T, and he's also been involved in private businesses many years. We have myself, Benjamin Z. Miller. I am the co-founder of Andesite Blue. Prior to joining Andesite Blue, I was very active in the real estate market throughout the United States. I also have been active in private equity type deals and business acquisitions, so I bring a lot of experience to the team there. We have Vasil Milnik, and I'd like to draw attention to him. He's a Ukrainian citizen, but he also previously was a director in the Ministry of Finance with the government of Ukraine. He was actually elected from the Vitaly Klitschko bloc, and he brings a tremendous amount of experience with political processes in Ukraine. He's invaluable to our team. We have Anatoly Landman, who's also a member of the business development team. He has extensive experience with negotiating contracts. If any of you have been to Kiev, Ukraine, the metro system, when you go into the metro system, the internet, you know how you can access the internet on the metro, he was responsible for the implementation of that when that project was first brought in. Dr. Mark Hong, he's our chief medical officer. He's an oral surgeon. He's from the United States, but he has also practiced in the United Kingdom. He's involved in the sense that Andesite Blue is also making investments in healthcare, in medical and dental clinics, and he brings a lot of experience and contacts in that industry. We have Andrew Richings, who is a consultant. He's a UK citizen. He's the founder of Thomas Kelly Holdings, which is a boutique firm that is focused on private equity, fixed income bonds for ultra high net worth and high net worth investors. And he brings a lot to the team as well. So let's talk about the opportunities that have been created for investment as a result of all of the changes that have happened in the war in Ukraine. The government of Ukraine initiated a twinning reconstruction initiative. And the way that it works is different countries take patronage over rebuilding a city and region of Ukraine. For example, the United Kingdom has patronage over the city of Kiev. Sweden has patronage over Mykolaiv. The Republic of Ireland has patronage over the Rivne Oblast. So it is such a great program, and it's something where it's going to really make a big difference in the reconstruction. And this is something that also is so important. We're looking at a video here that shows Bucha, and this is actually the city where so many of the war crimes occurred. And now this is after the city was initially liberated. You can see the tanks and all of the destruction, and look at how much the city has been improved, how it looks so much better 9 months later. Ukraine's Deputy Minister Alexander Grybin told delegates at the Ukraine Infrastructure Forum in London, and this is so correct what he said. He said that the country would become one of the best in the world in terms of opportunities for investors. Ukraine's going to come back even stronger, even better than before. And this is something where you've got an opportunity here to help with that reconstruction and to earn a significant passive income, to know that your money is doing something worthwhile with an investment that is helping to improve infrastructure and making a difference. It is just simply not something that can be done on a large enough scale with just government alone. It's going to require private businesses, government, everyone working together to produce a good result. So important. Now let's talk about 3 reasons to invest in Ukraine. And this is a short video clip from Ukraine Invest Chairman Daniel Bilak. And I'm going to just play this clip here. It's very short.
It was a real honor for Ukraine Invest to sponsor Ukraine House Davos this year, because there were a number of key things that came away from that engagement. There's 3 basic reasons that were stipulated. We had Sursuma Chakrabarti, president of the EBRD, basically said that because of the government's reforms, Ukraine is open for business. I think that was a very key message for everybody to hear. The second message that we got was from business itself, major companies that basically said, look, Ukraine, because of the reforms that the government has undertaken, is now a stable, predictable, emerging market we can wrap our heads around the risk reward ratio and we can make money. And the third takeaway was that it was given to us by Horizon Capital that had just set up a $200 million private equity fund for investment into Ukrainian small cap companies, saying that Ukraine has highly valued assets that are underpriced, and that this was another fantastic opportunity that to catch Ukraine on the way up as the economy continues to grow.
That is so true what he said. It's really something where right now there's such an opportunity. Now let's talk about rebuilding Ukraine. And this is a clip. It's an interview with Stephen Diebold and Mike Wilson. And in this clip, you will hear some of the background that Stephen Diebold has, and also Mike Wilson. So we'll go ahead.
I have sort of a long history in the manufacturing industry, engineering, chemistry, either running chemical manufacturing plants or building them. So in the early days of my life was very much in pure manufacturing, but building plants constantly. And so as life went on, I seemed to have a switch from being just involved in the manufacturing to actually being involved with the design and the building. Life has taken me around the world somewhat. I'm from the UK, but left and moved to Australia. There, again, building plants, but not only building plants, we had a lot of plants that needed improved. The efficiencies were poor, and this was when we really.
So a lot of experience that he brings to the team. He's been involved with over 20 emerging markets. Now let's go through the question: how can Andesite Blue Bonds pay so much? And I have an illustration here. This is compiled from a variety of sources, including Vanguard. It's based on data from JP Morgan, Bloomberg, MSCI Russell, and the Standard & Poor's. And we're looking at the annualized return. And look at that, the Andesite Blue highest paying bond offers an 8.85% annualized return, yet the S&P 500 only a 5.43%. And US bonds are even lower, 4.52. So this is really coming from the advantage of investing in emerging markets. Each of our projects, real estate, agriculture, energy, medical, IT, and so on, provides the highest growth returns for our investments. This allows us to offer better rates for our bond investors. And another distinction, and this is so critical, we're not paying fees to fund managers. We invest into projects as a secured lender and then constantly monitor the project progress. The Andesite Blue team ensures our assets are performing, and we don't outsource that to someone else. So we're not paying the sort of fees. A lot of you, I'm sure, have heard the private equity guys where they talk about how you can invest and make so much money. But what they may not tell you is that, and I'm not giving those guys a hard time, a lot of my friends are in that space, but what they may not tell you is that with private equity, 1/3 of them lose money. 1/3 of them break even, and then the remaining third might actually make some money. So that 8.85%, it may not be as high as what you can see offered by these private equity funds, but the reality of it is there's a lot of people that have invested in a lot of things that have not worked out that they would have done better with bonds. And we'll talk a little bit later about why bonds are so important.
That they can.
This is a clip here of Svetlana Hiliuk. She's with a company called Ukraine Nua, and she's having a conversation with Mike Wilson of Andesite Blue, talking about our project. We are going to be working with another company called Ukraine Nua to rebuild Ukraine. And in this video, Mike and Svetlana are talking, and I'm just going to play a clip.
Provide humanitarian help to Ukraine. It is very big help to us, especially now when many people without roof, they are refugees in other countries. Sorry, I can't speak. I will cry now.
No, sorry. Okay, so and I'll get into that in more details later. But the they're, like you said, the services, the lawyer services and the
Mhm.
accounting services, they're also, you're also looking to produce job opportunities for Ukrainians when they come back. So that, because they've lost a lot of their jobs, they're not working. There's a lot of companies that have been closed down, and so people are without income. And so we're not just looking to build houses, you're also looking to produce communities and environments where people will have work to be provided, and sources of income and things to rebuild and get their lives back.
Yes, and who will build it? It will build Ukrainian people.
Yes.
They will have their job and they will have their salaries for life,
Yes.
continue their happy life in Ukraine, in new community. It will be modern community with latest technologies and everything. We are working very hard with green energy in our communities, and it will be very high quality communities. We are our dream to build communities of future. It must work not 1, 2 years, 10 years or 20. We are looking for about 100 years.
You want it to be sustainable, and
sustainable modular communities.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be very strong, very modernization with latest technologies.
The other thing, and you touched on it just a little bit now, which is exciting, is that it is Ukrainians' jobs. It's actually not just the fabrication of the homes, on the prefabrication of the homes and the modulars, because that will be done in a factory. And that, so we'll have Ukrainian factory workers, will have employment through that, but you're also creating jobs on inside those communities, and we're creating businesses inside those communities, so that it's all Ukrainian. So we're actually producing the economy that this is sustainable.
Yes, and now we are modular manufacturing homes company speaking with us now. They would like to set up their manufacturing
Inside Ukraine.
facility in Ukraine, in Rivne.
Okay.
It will be very big industry. It will be easier to get
materials
for building these modular communities, and also there will be also jobs for our Ukrainian people.
Yes. So let me take a little moment here, and I want to explain to the audience real quick what we're talking about and how this works. It's building of homes. Okay, that sounds like that's just construction workers and men working their hands. Well, in the pre-manufactured homes, in the modular homes, you do have a plant, a factory that has all of the material and everything ready to start putting these homes together. Now, it's not cookie cutters. These are they're better quality. They have better efficiencies. They have better insulations. They retain heat better in the winter, and they retain the coolness in the summer. So they're very strong and durable homes. And what's really great about it is that because it's in a factory, you can easily monitor the quality control, which is very important, because now you have quality control management that actually looks at each of the processes. So one person, he will be in charge of one little area of his job, of a certain part of the construction, and then each person has their own field. Well, they get better and better at it and more efficient. All the tools, all the nails, the screws, the wood, the plastics and material, everything necessary, the insulation is all there, and it goes down like building a car. It goes down a assembly line and builds it together, and then these homes are put together so that they will then be shipped by truck on location. And then so now the other part of the work will be the preparation of the foundations, whether it's a single family dwelling home, or whether it's a multifamily, and such as a high-rise apartments. So this can be done in either way. The other really nice thing about these homes is a design. They're not just boxes. Okay, they have a very good aesthetic look, exterior and interior. The interior is amazing. The neat thing about it is that you can actually pick and choose what you want on the interior. So if and this is how we did it in America, that we would go and say, oh, we like this home, we like this design, we like the footprint and everything that, and the structure of the plan. But we get to pick the faucets, we get to pick the appliances, we get to pick what we want and how it looks, the carpet or, flooring or however. So you can actually customize your own home even before it is made. And then
So that is really exciting. That's actually an excellent thing that we're going to be able to do to provide some.
introduce Bradley.
really, really high
Bradley,
quality.
thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So the next, what I'm going to show on the next page is a conversation with Bradley Reed, who's with Ukraine NUA, and also with Mike Wilson talking about projects.
And introduce Bradley and Bradley, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mike.
And
Very nice
you've
to
been
be
here a week now from Ireland.
Been here a week from Ireland, yes, County Tipperary.
Okay, so would you do me a favor and just tell our audience a little bit about you, your background, and what you're doing?
All right, I'm a media guy.
Okay.
Ostensibly started in the media, in radio, television, motion pictures. I have built theme parks in China. I've created nightclubs in London. We've done national radio programs. But then I moved from media into renewable energy. So
Okay.
I started to
All
get
right.
into waste to energy, so municipal solid waste into energy, and then solar energy.
Okay.
A few years ago, we created a company here called Ibaji, which was all about doing rooftop solar in Ukraine.
Okay. All right.
Because we had a group in a company in the UK called Maximum Earth Group. And it was about becoming a micro utility built around rooftop solar for large commercial and educational institutions.
Now, when you say solar, there's two types of solar. You got thermal solar and you got UV light or light solar for
Solar
electricity. PV.
Yeah.
Okay.
So photovoltaic, the panels go on the roof. Roof space of the factories or of the schools. It's wasted real estate. There's nothing up there.
Exactly.
So you put the panels up top, and then we sell the customers the energy, and we can sell it to them at 20% reduction from the grid rate that they would be paying if they were buying their energy off the grid.
Okay.
We pay them a peppercorn rent of £1, just so that we're renting the roof space from them, sell them their energy. But we can also lock in their energy rate for. We're working on opening up the factory in Rivne because Republic of Ireland has a special relationship with Rivne. We've been connected and joined as sisters. So we're looking at Rivne to build a factory.
So that'll be the factory there, yeah.
The factory there. Then we'll bring the modular pieces to wherever it happens to be. We're building the community, and then smack the houses together. They go together. The whole process takes about 60% of the time of traditional build. So it can be faster.
Yes.
The houses are more airtight. They're
stronger. They're thermally more efficient. For hot and cold, they're just tremendous. Plus, they're upgraded, electronics, upgraded outlets. Everything in there is just
and you're future-proof. So we can look 5 years in advance and say we think the technology will be pretty much there. So have 5 years future proofing. But if the walls are also panels that come off easy, so that you can rewire when in 10 years time, and then panel back on, then they're future proofed for decades. And people you're not seeing trunking and cable laying everywhere and all the mess. They can be future proof very easily. So all of this can happen with the modular idea. And then the modular community. So we build in 15 house chunks. We'll put 15 houses in, and
and a store, a little shop.
Mhm.
And then the next phase, as soon as we've got enough
Fulfilled that,
occupancy
yes.
in that, we'll start the next phase, and that will have the kindergarten or the school. And
Right,
then the
right.
next phase, and so we'll just start to put that lifestyle infrastructure in place as well as these get
Mhm.
built out. So, and then as the demand wanes, we know to start working on another area, and that.
Correct,
does
yeah,
wane.
when
So
you fill that
it's an-
area, yeah.
It's an organic growth. It's
Mhm.
not too large. We haven't got half the houses sitting empty.
Well, and the neat thing about, like, as you meant, is the speed, which is could be developed, instead of, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years for a master plan community. Like I said, each phase, is prepared within months,
Mhm.
of
It's
completion.
going to be a gold rush.
Mhm.
And that could sound tacky. There's going to be a gold rush. This is going to be the emerging economy.
And this is where, especially living in here, you can feel that
Yes.
growth and anticipation, because everything is gearing up. We already have developers and builders already starting to rebuild in Bucha and, these cities that have been, in Chernihiv and Brovary and stuff. So assuming, Harkiv, I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. It's a little bit far out, and they haven't had a lot of activity there, but because they cleared the Russians out. But that's still pretty fresh. And I don't know if their developers are quite in there yet, but it's
It is
going to,
happening.
yeah.
It is happening now, and
So-
now is the time.
Right, and so getting the investors lined up, we already have projects now that it's ready to invest in.
So that's really great what we've got there, some of the opportunities.
Introduce.
And now let's talk about the actual bond. Let's talk about the benefit to you of purchasing one of these bonds. The first benefit is that you can reach your passive income goals more quickly. We offer an annual investment program where you might choose to invest some amount, for example, 100,000 pounds, maybe 50,000 pounds, whatever amount you choose to. We can work with you over a number of years with our annual investment program, and then we can, over the years, build up to a passive income level that you're looking for. Whether you are looking, for example, for 5,000 pounds a month, whether you're looking for 10,000 pounds a month, or whether you're an institutional investor that maybe is looking for 100,000 pounds a month or significantly more, we offer a program that can help you get there as quickly as possible. The other real advantage that we offer with Andesite Blue is maximum diversification. We fund a variety of industries, including healthcare, housing, agriculture, and green energy in the emerging market of Ukraine. And that is something what's nice about it is when you purchase a bond, you are investing into a variety of industries with Andesite Blue. Another big advantage, and I alluded to this earlier, is that there are no fees. We do not charge our investors any fees. Now, the advantage is when you invest with Andesite Blue, your money's not going to fees, it's going to projects. We also offer interest payment flexibility, whether you want to be paid quarterly, annually, or upon maturity, depending on what rate of return you want, we can work with you. We've got a solution. So how does the bond work? Well, Andesite Blue is a United Kingdom company, and we offer passive income bonds to high net worth individuals and institutional investors. The net proceeds of the bonds are used to invest in Ukraine with projects that have been reviewed and passed our extensive due diligence. Our local Ukrainian management company collects the rent and oversees the management of the loan portfolio. Let's go through an illustration of returns. With a 100,000 pound investment, let's say that you chose a 3-year term, you would earn 7.15% if you wanted to receive quarterly payments. So over 36 months, you would earn a completely passive 21,450 pounds. And at the end of 36 months, you would receive your 100,000 pounds back. If you were to choose, say you wanted the maximum, you wanted the absolute highest rate of return, we could pay you 8.85%. That would be on a 60-month, a 5-year bond. You would invest 100,000, and then at the end of the term, you would receive 55,659 pounds in interest and your 100,000 pounds of principal back. So now let's go through some of the questions. People often ask, why should I invest in the bond? Well, I believe that an investment in the bond is suited to investors that are seeking an above average rate of return. If you're the type of investor that wants an above average rate of return, Andesite Blue Bonds are a solution for you. If you're the type of investor that wants a bond that is backed by hard assets, we use what I call the gold standard, where we look at every single investment and we make sure that the loan to value is around 70%. We get an appraisal on the object and we only loan at around 70%. That is a big, big advantage. We do everything to make sure that the loans are secure. How long is the bond term? Well, you can choose from 36 months to 60 months, but let me tell you the great news, folks. Once we get to the end of the term, we'll give you notice, we'll call you, we'll email you, we'll message you. We'll let you know that your bond is maturing and we'll ask if you want to just renew it on an annual basis or if you want the capital back. Either way is fine with us. But as a convenience to you, if you're happy with everything and you want to keep the money working, we can keep it working longer term. But we structure the financial products with either a 36 or a 60-month term. But this is something that for a decade into the future, maybe 2 decades into the future, there's the opportunity to earn passive income here. So very good opportunity. Another question we sometimes get asked is, can I put the bond into my SIP, a self-invested personal pension? Well, that is actually a question that depends on your SIP provider, but I see no reason that you should not be able to. And I know several SIP providers, and if you have an issue or you need help with something like that and your SIP provider doesn't understand what we're doing or doesn't get it, please ask them to contact us. We can talk to them. We can explain everything in detail. Or if they're just not helpful, we know other SIP providers that we can put you in contact with that will understand our financial product. What type of an investment is it? Well, this is a fixed interest corporate income bond, and it's a bond of a United Kingdom company. That's the great thing about it. You're buying the bonds of a United Kingdom company that then we are investing into Ukraine. Okay, who can invest? An individual who is over the age of 18, you qualify, assuming that you're an accredited or a sophisticated investor. We allow a trust to invest. Maybe if you have a family trust, maybe if you have a business trust, we can take the investment there. You can purchase bonds with the trust. A company can invest. So it's very simple to invest. We have streamlined the process for you. We follow all of the requirements in terms of the KYC, but we make that process so simple and so easy for you. You will be pleased because we want you to have a positive experience. How is the tax managed? Well, folks, we pay all the money to you. We don't deduct any money for taxes. We just pay it all to you. And then you will be able to, with your tax professional, decide how much you will pay in taxes based on your marginal tax rate and your situation. We don't get involved with that. We just pay all the money to you. Are there any limits on how much you can invest? The minimum suggested investment is £100,000. But folks, if you're new and you want to get started with us with something that is maybe a lower amount, for example, £50,000, whatever you want to work with, we understand and we welcome new investors. But kind of the ideal minimum investment is £100,000. There is absolutely no upper limit, and institutional investors with larger capital amounts are eligible and encouraged to apply. And we can work very closely with our institutional investors to listen to what they're looking for and to make sure that our bonds fit that requirement. Okay, can I get access to the money early? No, folks, no. This is not like day trading where you can, buy a stock, sell it at a loss if it goes down and then, get out of it. And frankly, that day trading doesn't do anyone any good. They've done studies where you do worse with moving around all the time. This is something where you can earn a long time passive income. And another nice thing about it is because the bonds are less liquid than the bonds of a publicly traded company, they are also less volatile. So you don't have to worry about a lot of movements in your bond value. How will I receive the interest? We pay the interest to the bank account that you nominate. How can I invest? Well, folks, that is a great question. That is such a great question. The answer is you just go to our website, andesiteblue.co.uk, fill out the contact form, let us know you're interested. We'll set up a call. We'll email over an information memorandum. It's very fast, very easy, and we help you with every step of it. So that is the basics of it. Now I'm going to very, very quickly and briefly, about 1 minute per project, I'm going to show you some potential investment projects. So Ukraine NUA, we spoke about Ukraine NUA earlier. You heard some video clips. The phased creation of modular communities for returning Ukrainian refugees. This is something that is going to be where we can deliver turnkey schemes and around 60% of the time achieved by the best traditional build methods. So rebuilding houses, that's going to have an estimated cost per phase of £3 to £5 million. The next thing that we're also going to possibly invest in is the production of dairy products. It's the total amount that's going to be required on that is 7.6 million. And it's for an industrial enterprise to process milk. It's something that very important food production. We also have ethanol. We have an ethanol project, the remotely operated automatic modular ethanol distilleries. This increases the value of local crops through local processing to critical commodities. It's about 10 million pounds of capital expenditures per installation. That's a project that we're very excited about. The construction of a logistics center in the Kiev region, that is something that we are, the total project cost is 34 million. And that is one that is going to be it has a very good internal rate of return. Interesting project. Here is one that is a very important project for reconstruction, the construction of the modern bricks factory. This project provides construction of a brick production plant with a planned capacity of 120,000 bricks per year. Now, folks, that may not sound as exciting as Uber or some fancy investment, but right now Ukraine needs lots of bricks. And this is something that makes a big difference, being able to produce a lot of bricks. This factory is going to take an investment of about 118 million, but it's something that has a good internal rate of return. It's something that is going to really help with that reconstruction. Another thing that's important is ceramic blocks. There's a 1.8 million that is for a ceramic block project, and it's the modernization of bricks and ceramic blocks for production. That is something that is also very important, the bricks and the ceramic blocks. So folks, these are some of the projects that we are looking at. We're always adding new projects. As I said, this is something where you have the opportunity to do something really worthwhile and good with your money and to earn that passive income. Please let us know, reach out to us. We can take the next step on our journey together. Be happy to answer all of your questions. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'm going to open it up for any questions that anyone may have. And thank you again for attending. It's such a pleasure to see everyone.